Oh, because of the reel.
Hello.
Did
Welcome
you put that
back.
one up there? You should have. Where did it go?
Oh, let me see,
Kara,
I'll find
I'm
it.
looking for your comment.
Kara. No, that's the wrong one.
That's not it. There it is.
Here it is. Yeah.
If you don't follow me on Instagram, you are missing out. Let me just tell you.
Yeah.
You're really missing
Yeah.
out.
You'll understand the meaning of that comment if you follow Neisha on Instagram.
Oh, lost the chat. Where did it go?
Hey, everybody. How you doing? How you been?
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Glad to have you.
Live.
Hanging out, answering questions, dispelling myths, and all kinds of other fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Stick around for the whole hour because you never know.
You never know what
this
one's going to say.
Both of us, we're troublemakers.
We already got some questions. Guest says, hey, Dr. Berry, my mom is type 2 diabetic and takes 2 types of insulin, BP meds, and a statin. She just started keto. Will the statin interfere with the positive effects of keto should she wean off? The statin won't interfere with the positive benefits of a ketogenic or a carnivore diet. It may well be causing some untoward side effects for your mom. If she decides to stop it after discussing with her doctor, she does not have to wean a statin. You can just stop it cold turkey and throw it in the garbage where it belongs. Yeah. XM says, good evening.
Good evening.
YouTuber man, how's it
what's up?
been? I've been on Carnivore for a month now. I have HS. Mental clarity is much better, but I do have same old flare-ups that are still there. Is this normal for them to still be there? Maybe. So
It's been a month.
It's been 1 month. YouTube man has hidradenitis suppurativa, which is a skin condition. Partly autoimmune, partly inflammatory, and partly could have other causes as well. There may be a tiny genetic component, but that's not the biggest part of it at all. There may be other things in your environment, YouTube man. It's very common that when you clean up your diet, HS gets much better. But if yours is not getting better yet, then you need to start looking for other offending agents. This could be skincare products, hair care products. This could be chemicals you're exposed to at work or at home. If you smoke, that's probably it. There's any number of chemical toxins that can cause flare-ups of HS. Most of them are diet related. And that's why people, when they clean up their diet, it gets better. But you may have something else in your environment. There's one more. Way up high. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. I was just going to give Bart a shout out.
Hey, Bart,
1
year
year.
Carnivore. Go all the way to the top. There's the one I missed, I think. Oh, right
Here,
there.
Christopher.
Yeah. Christopher says, what specific videos do you recommend to send to my mother? Because I believe the carnivore diet can help her. Also, I'm addicted to the element packets. How much is too much sodium? So I think 2-3 packs a day is totally fine. You're not going to hurt yourself at all, especially if you have normal kidney function. You're wasting your money if you use more than 2 or 3 packs a day. But I know it's really tasty. I've got some. I was out working on the farm, and I've got some in my Stanley. This is not a Yeti. This is a Stanley.
It's mine. He stole it. He's
Yes.
not a trendy blogger.
No. Okay. Now you can.
Dimps the Alien, 1 month carnivore, high or lower fat, have the runs, no coffee, only ghee. Does this take some people a while to normalize? I had this with keto too.
Yep. And some people, usually it's 2 days to 2 weeks that you have some gut adjustments. But some people, it goes a little longer. If it's still going on 2 weeks from now, see your doctor. It could not be related to your diet.
Simply Minimalist. I'm a member. Made it to the first live. Yay, North Dakota.
Welcome.
Who else is a part of our private community, PhD community? Say hello in the comments.
I know Holly.
Holly's been
in
with
there.
us for a very long time. Hey, Neil. If you see people in the comment section with a little blue wrench beside their name, pay attention. They are our moderators, and they can help you.
That's right. They can answer your questions too.
Black Sun.
I have myelodysplastic syndrome. My doc wants to give me an injection to build my bone marrow. Is this safe and will it help? What do you suggest? Depending on the injection and depending on which myelodysplasia you have, you may benefit quite a bit from the injection. Definitely continue to build the relationship with your doctor playing the part of a learned health partner. Keep doing your own reading. Make sure and read all about the particular injection that he or she's recommending. And this is your life. This is your situation. You need to become an expert on myelodysplastic syndrome.
Low lean. Neisha, do you still take certain supplements for Hashis like selenium, vitamin B, and iodine? So I take iodine still. I take it with the mineral. Hey, I nailed that. The
Good
mineral
job.
drops have iodine, and so I use those most of the time. And I take blue galls probably 3 times a week, just a little extra. I feel
1 or 2 drops. I mean,
1 or 2 drops
Yeah.
usually in my coffee in the morning. And then for selenium, I just eat a lot of eggs. And vitamin B, I eat a lot of red meat. And I mean, do you think that I need to supplement? No. I feel great. No. My labs are really good. I'm not on any medications at this time. We're both due to have our labs done. It's my fault.
It's her fault. Also her fault that my bookcase is still in shambles.
Well, it's your fault that it's in shambles to begin with, though. So, Amy Lynn, my glucose is on average 11 points higher since triple B&E. I don't understand. I'm following it to a T. What can I do different?
Probably you don't need to do anything different, Amy Lynn. This is very common. It's probably first thing in the morning in the first half of the day when your blood pressure, your blood sugar is higher than you think it should be. Get your hemoglobin A1C and your fasting insulin checked after 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and I think you'll be very pleased with what you see. This higher blood sugar that we see in the mornings is physiological. It's not pathological. It is not the same as when you eat a jelly donut. It's different. Thank you, Patrick.
Lots of members in the chat. Good to see y'all. Elizabeth, can you give us your opinion on the lumen, which helps to determine if you're burning fat or carbs? I bought it based on recommendation from Dr. Fung. They've actually reached out to both of us.
Yeah, we've both
multiple times.
We've both turned them down multiple times. I love Dr. Fung. I had great respect for him. But the lumen is one of many things that you'll hear promoted, that if you are indeed eating a proper human diet, unless you're just a data tracker and you love having Excel spreadsheets with all your numbers in it, it's completely not worth the money.
You don't need it.
You don't need it.
If you want to test ketones, blood ketones are perfectly accurate, and I think probably, easier to come by. I don't know a lot about the lumen. I just know we keep getting emails.
Yeah, they've tried to pay us for 6 months now.
Well, probably more like a year, actually.
Yeah. And I keep not replying to their email. You don't need that.
There's nothing wrong with it. Like if you want, like he said, if you're just a data person,
yeah,
I'm sure it's a good, data.
I'm sure it's fun.
Thingamabob.
But is it necessary?
Thanks, Gail. Phase 2 man. Is there a correlation between nutrient density and how quick foods dissolve in the mouth? A donut turns to liquid pretty fast, but bacon takes forever.
Yeah, so I think that there probably is somewhat of a correlation between nutrient-dense, real human food and the amount of times you have to chew it before you can swallow it without getting choked. Cotton candy is a great example. It's just pure spun sugar. You don't have to chew that at all. It literally turns to liquid in your mouth. Bread will do this if you hold it in your mouth long enough. Even keto bread, it will basically liquefy if you hold it in your mouth for long enough. And the donut's the same way. You just smush it up and it turns to liquid. That's not a sign of real human food.
Kara, I love you guys. Can you yell at me to quit the dang Mountain Dew? I'm part of y'all's community. Everyone needs to join. Kara.
Now, Kara, actually, I'm not going to yell at you. I used to be a diet Mountain Dew addict.
Oh, yes.
DMD. I'd be like,
all
hey,
day.
give me a DMD.
Me too.
And go to town.
Yeah.
I'm such an addict. We just had that sexy abbreviation for it. We didn't even say diet Mountain Dew. Give me a DMD or a DDP.
DDP.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was Mountain Dew for a while too.
Yeah.
Listen, you are doing great. Just use our trick. The video's on my channel, but this water it down with sparkling water. So it's still fizzy and you still have the flavor of the Mountain Dew, but you're not getting all the other stuff. And just slowly wean yourself off of it. It's all in your head.
I promise you, if you put half Diet Mountain Dew and half San Pellegrino or Topo Chico or Gerald Steiner, you literally won't be able to tell the difference. It's still got the bite, the fizz. It's got enough of that flavor. You can do that for a week and then bump it down to a third Diet Mountain Dew and then keep bumping it down. And finally, you'll be like, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? And you'll throw the Mountain Dew away.
You know you need to quit.
Yeah.
You know you do.
We were both stuck on them. We loved them.
Kelly.
Hey, Kelly. beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, 1 meal a day, lost 22 pounds since January 26. I'm 55, type 2 diabetic currently. No period for 7 years. Test says not menopausal. Feel like my period is coming on. No bleeding, just cramping. FS 177, off insulin and Lexapro. Yeah, I'll tell you. How did you say you were? 55. So we've had several women who were dipping their toe in the menopausal pool, and periods are starting to get irregular. In some cases, it stopped altogether. And when they started eating a proper human diet, their periods went back to normal again. And I'm not saying that a proper human diet cures menopause. I'm just saying that many women, due to the chronic inflammation, chronic stress, chronic poor diet, they will go into menopause earlier than they would have otherwise. So I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't start having periods again. Kelly.
Cheryl, do you ever recommend castor oil packs? I've heard it can help with different ailments. I have had gut issues and insomnia, to name 2.
Now, where are you packing the castor oil? Is this just like a poultice? Is that what you mean? Like you put it on your skin? I'm not real sure what a castor oil pack is.
Like a packet that you put in your drink?
Whoa,
they make those now?
Don't do that unless you want the backdoor trots. Yeah. I can't imagine how a castor oil pack could do anything therapeutic, but I could be proven wrong. I'm not sure, not familiar with this. But it's not something that's been on my radar, and I study a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking it's probably not very helpful, but I'll look into this.
Nicole lost 177 pounds in the last year with Ketovore.
Huzzah!
Good job. Seeking Harmony, please interview at Charger Mopar, 40-year Carnivore.
Ooh, Charger Mopar. Okay.
I can remember that.
Charger Mopar. Yep.
All right.
You used to have a Mopar.
I did. Baez. Dr. Berry, I'm just getting over a bad eye infection, pink eye. All my kids had it passed it to me. Today
I know
marks
exactly what you're thinking.
Today marks day 7, no longer red, but I still see foggy grayish when looking at bright light.
Yep. Yeah. This is conjunctival edema. This will get better as each day, and then it'll be gone. So why did you think the pink eye was funny, Neisha?
The movie.
You guys been farting on each other's pillow? What's that movie? I forget what it was.
Knocked Up.
Knocked Up, yeah. There's a great pink eye scene in Knocked Up. Hey, Tanya.
An abdominal CT scan shows I have a slightly enlarged heart. Anything to be concerned about? I have Hashimoto's as well.
Maybe not, Tanya. This is something you need to see a cardiologist about and have a thorough cardiac workup. This may be nothing to worry about, or it could be a problem. Only way to know is to get it worked up thoroughly.
Ronald, shout out to Ronald, carnivore for over 4 years in the doctor's office this week. Blood pressure was 121/67, and nurses had nothing but praise.
Nice.
That felt good, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Lauren, week 4 of carnivore with OMAD, cutting out coffee. Weight loss is extremely slow, non-existent. Healing metabolic syndrome, hyperinsulinemia, PCOS, and HS. Weight will happen.
Yes,
weight
absolutely.
loss, I think, is what she meant.
Yes, Lauren, absolutely. Get a Taylor's tape if you don't already have one, and start taking your measurements. Measure just like you're getting measured for a suit of clothes, and do that once a week. And please don't get on the scale any more often than once a week. I promise you, there's no discovery if you jump on it every morning. Okay, it's going to just disappoint you half the mornings and make you happy half the mornings. Just do it once a week, and that way you're actually seeing true progress.
I would also say maybe throw in a few 2 meal a days in there instead of just doing 1 meal a day. Have a few days a week where you eat 2 meals a day and just see.
And watch my video on this YouTube channel called "The 13 Reasons Why Your Weight Loss Might Stall." You're not stalled yet, but I want you to go ahead and investigate all 13 of those things to make sure that you don't have one of those that's making your weight loss slower than you'd like for it to be.
Damn. Glucose 150, insulin 19,
cystatin C, 0.58.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd have to see your full labs to know exactly what that means. JM, your insulin is still a little on the high side. Probably need to cut the carbs a little bit more, or give your body more time to heal. One of the two.
Russell.
Hey, thanks, you, Russell. Therapy nerd. My wife was diagnosed diabetic in March. She immediately went keto and dropped her A1C from 10.8 Everybody listening, down to 5.6. I love it.
But
by July, but she's been disappointed. She only lost 15 pounds at the very start, nothing since. So she's a perfect candidate to watch my video, the 13 reasons why your weight loss might stall. There could be a thyroid issue, an adrenal issue, a sex hormone issue. There could be any number of medical conditions. Could be a medication she's taking, either prescription or over the counter, that's slowing down her weight loss. Or it could be that her metabolism is still healing from all of this hyperinsulinemia and chronic inflammation that she suffered from years. But she literally reversed severe type 2 diabetes. And now she does not have that anymore. Well done. Well done.
Cody. Hey, Dr. Barry, I had a Nissan
fundoplication.
Okay, I was like, that's not right.
At age 12. Oh, you had a Nissan at 12, which later failed and now have dysphagia, GERD, and dumping syndrome. I still suffer at times after 6 weeks of carnivore. Any tips? So anytime you have your gastrointestinal system surgically manipulated or mutilated, depending on what they did, you run the risk of having long-term problems like this. And I know you had the Nissan for a reason. You had a symptom to begin with, but age 12 is awfully young, man. I don't know what your diagnosis was, what your symptoms were, but that's really young. But I would say that all your symptoms are going to get less severe on carnivore, at least to some degree, but you may be stuck with them because the surgeon's scalpel has been around your gastrointestinal system.
Suzanne, Dr. Barry said a lot of people were asking about his soap because he doesn't wash his face with soap, says he washes his hair and body with some kind of soap that you get. What is that soap? So we used to use Native bar soap. Now they only make the squirty soap now. I cannot find the bar soap. And so I bought this stuff called Squatch, like Sasquatch. Just kind of
Squatch.
We're trying it out, but that's what he's using currently.
But it's very clean, very natural. It smells really good.
Honestly,
No, we read the ingredients.
I know we did, but like you never know.
Well, if they're being honest, then it's a very clean soap.
It seems fine to me.
And I truly never wash my face ever. At the end of my shower, I catch some water in my hands and rub it on my face, and then dry my face with a towel.
Every now and then, after he's eaten cod liver.
Or that, yeah.
I'm like, can you, if you would like some kissy, maybe wash your.
Which I immediately do. Yes.
He does brush his teeth though. So.
Yes, I do.
Freshman 93. Does natural flavor sparkling water like bubbly break your fast? Also, does CPIR happen with mint as well? Hello from Ontario.
So any sweet taste in your mouth has the potential to initiate something called the cephalic phase insulin response, which means you can watch a McDonald's commercial and you can have a raise in your insulin. This is absolutely true. Your spouse could be baking some savory thing in the kitchen. You smell it, that'll raise your insulin. This is well documented in the physiology research. This is not debatable. This is not something I made up. This is something that's been known about probably since the 30s or the 40s. So bubbly for many people will break their fast because it tastes sweet. For some people, it's not sweet enough to really raise their insulin much. Right. Same goes for mints as well. If you get more of a cinnamon, non-sweet mint, that's probably not going to raise your insulin much. But if you get a very sweet mint or a sweet gum, even a sweet toothpaste that's very, very sweet, that's probably going to raise your insulin to some degree. And for some people, that'll be high enough to turn off their ability to lose weight or metabolize fat for at least a while, for a few hours. For other people, it seems like that doesn't matter at all.
Glittery Dream says, you guys are so freaking adorable.
Oh, you should see us with the camera off.
Patio.
If you want to see something adorable, go over to Neisha's Instagram and watch her sit on my lap and then fluff.
Oh my God. What did you just say?
Well, you don't fart.
Poof, puff, poof, poof.
Poof.
What you just said was not okay. Karen, I love you too. Thank you for all you share. We overshare, don't we?
Do we overshare?
Marshall, thank you, Marshall.
Evelina, thank you very much.
Bloopy doop.
Bloopy doop. Okay, I took 1 drop of Lugol's 2% for almost a week, and I started having arrhythmias, heart palpitations, nervousness, insomnia, etc. Any advice? yeah, go see your doctor. This is almost assuredly not from the Lugol's 2% solution. That's a very low dose. I don't think I said what you thought I said.
It's just funny that that's what you like. How does that mean poot in any way whatsoever?
You never heard fluff before?
For a poot?
Well, I thought some people said that. I don't know. Maybe I made it up. It sounds like you need to have a full thyroid panel checked. You may have underlying Hashimoto's that's moving towards hyperthyroidism, in which case you need to have that treated. The Lugol's didn't cause it, but it may have uncovered it. Also, if you're eating a ton of seafood, you may be getting adequate iodine, and you may not need the Lugol's. So go see your doctor. Get a full thyroid panel, and we've got that listed. All the labs you need in our private community. It's perfectly natural and normal. It's a bodily function.
The comments. Y'all always get me all laughy, and then I can't stop because I'm over here reading your comments.
Yeah, laugh it up.
I am.
Michael, hey man, 5'11", male, 36 years old, under 20 grams carbs a day for 78 days, and have lost from 280 pounds down to 234. Well done. Never had blood work. What should I get tested? Also, when will weight loss stop? As I plan on this being my forever diet. So keto, ketovore, carnivore are not weight loss diets. They are weight optimization diets. So we've seen people who are very underweight gain weight on keto and carnivore. It moves you to where your ideal body weight range should be. That's what these diets do because they're a proper human diet. And so as you approach your ideal body weight, Michael, you're going to notice your weight loss slowing down. It'll pause for a few months, then you'll lose another pound, then it'll pause for 3 months. You're not going to just keep losing weight like you would if you were literally on a semi-starvation diet. You won't keep losing weight. That'll stop at a certain point. Okay. The full lab test. The only place I know for sure that I posted it, I maybe have posted it on my other social media, but I know I posted it in our private group, and I'll put the web address down on the bottom of the screen on the Chiron.
Wait. I have to, right here. There it goes on the bottom of the screen.
I love it.
Hey, there's 3,200 people watching this.
I love it.
Tell your friends to come over here.
Share this video. Let's get it to
craziness.
4,000 because there ain't no tell. I told you there was no telling what she would say.
It wasn't me.
I don't feel like it was that bad.
Diane, take 2 to 3 drops of iodine.
Very important question.
Or droppers full. Very good question. Yes.
1 drop a day, or 2 drops a day, or 3 drops a day. That's it. Not droppers full. No.
Like a raindrop.
Yes, 1 drop.
My carnivore-ish.
Hey, I like your handle. Hey, Dr. Berry, recently diagnosed with prurigo nodularis and rheumatoid arthritis. Carnivore 2 months and greatly improved. 53 and 3 years in menopause. Do you recommend higher fat for those of us in menopause? I would recommend that you experiment with higher fat. You may or may not wind up staying higher fat, but if that's been your feedback from women.
Higher fat. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to stay 80-20 every single day. That just means don't eat low fat and don't moderate your fat and don't be scared of the fat.
That's good for you.
Eating good fatty cuts of meat and maybe like cooking them in animal fat, topping them with a few pads of butter. That should be sufficient.
You're making me hungry.
You can eat higher fat without eating 80-20. Not to say 80-20 is bad. I think having some 80-20 days in your week, perfectly fine. Absolutely. Probably great, especially for women over 50.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Leah, down 50 pounds, reverse pre-diabetes, huzzah, NAFLD, and PCOS doing ketogenic. HOMA IR is normal, and I'm on metformin for 20 years for my PCOS. Can I quit this immediately, or should I wean off? Thanks for all you do.
Talk to your doctor, of course, but I'd wean it down. There's no rush to get off of it. You can wean it down over the course of a month or 2. You know, what I'd really love if you guys would do, you know how when somebody has a remarkable health breakthrough, Neisha and I always say, huzzah. I would love it if you guys would in a 1-minute video. You can post it on YouTube, Facebook, wherever. Tell your 60-second health improvement revolution, and then say huzzah and tag us in it. That'd be awesome. I'd love to see that.
And we'll share it.
We'll share it. Yeah, absolutely.
6 actual thank you.
Thank you.
Body Blow Biscuit Butter. Any thoughts on clearly heart scans for non-calcified?
So this is
plaque?
a newish style of heart scan that looks not only at calcifications but also at soft plaque or uncalcified plaque. I think it's fine. I think it's unnecessarily expensive. For many people, if they suspect they have plaque buildup or they've been told they have in the past, they can get a CT angiogram of the cardiac arteries, and that's going to show everything. But clearly it's okay. It's fine. WAB 2000.
Is stainless steel pan the best cooking material? I think cast iron, stainless steel, copper's fine. Ceramic's fine. I do not cook in aluminum. I think everybody's thrown their aluminum pans away, but you may still have one in that drawer underneath your stove that you can't get open because there's so much crap in there. Make sure you don't have an aluminum pan that one of the kids will cook something in, because that worries me a little bit. Never, ever cook or warm food up in plastic or with plastic wrap touching the food as the food heats up. That's a big no-no. Simon Shaw, thank you.
Hey, thank you,
Dr.
Simon.
Berry was his real doctor a few times. True story.
Excellent.
What's up, Simon?
Excellent.
Thanks for being here. Here's 6 actual questions. Dr. Berry, I'm meeting a new doctor that is into low carb.
Mm-hmm.
Is the following labs worth showing him at the appointment? My cholesterol 235, triglycerides 120, HDL 61, hemoglobin A1C 5.3, glucose 77, hemoglobin BIN 14.
Yeah, show your doctor every old lab you've got. Give them all the labs, any previous tests, any imaging studies. Give them everything. The more they know about you, the better they can care for you if they're a good doctor. So, yeah, absolutely. They need to see all that.
Dr. Squatch makes a Star Wars bar. We're getting that.
Is it Dr. Squatch?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
I just knew it smelled good.
Jeff, legs, knees, and feet pain after eating, along with water retention. Keto 4 weeks, possible high uric acid, heart is fine, and no other issues. So if you're having edema, I don't know about the leg, knee, and feet pain. Are you keto? Yeah, you're keto 4 weeks. Okay. Jeff, this sounds like you probably need carnivore. It's probably what you're going to need, because a lot of people, when they go keto, they actually increase their intake of certain vegetables. And in some people, the lectins, the phytates, the oxalates, the phytoestrogens, the saponifins, and other things can cause inflammation. And if you're eating a lot more veg now than you used to eat, that could be the problem. You should really try 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And I think the water retention will go away, as will the inflammation causing your pain. Now, if it continues, go see your doctor for sure. And also remember that heart failure is not the only thing that can cause edema in the legs. Also, kidney problems and liver problems can cause edema. So make sure and get all that stuff checked.
A few people asking about labs and different lab questions in the comments. If you did not know, I don't think we have that book up here, do we? Dr. Berry has a book. It's called Common Sense Labs. He and our friend Kim, he does. Here it is. He and Kim Howerton put this together. You can find the link in the show notes, and it goes through. Okay, you explain, because I'm not really sure exactly.
So this basically tells you all the labs that you need to ask your doctor for, because many of our followers know that their doctor was not aware that a fasting insulin or a C-peptide or a homocysteine, they're like, why would I even check that? I wouldn't even know what it means. Well, this book tells you all the labs you need. It also tells you what those labs mean and why you want them checked, so you can explain to your doctor. Hope you don't have to do that, but many people do. Also, it tells you not just the normal range of the labs, but where's the optimal range. So you don't want to just be normal. You want to be optimal. And so you want your lab values to be in the optimal range on all these labs. Kim Howard and I wrote this book. We're working on an update right now, but this little fella, I think, is well worth the money. Especially if you're having health problems, or if you're having problems getting your doctor to order labs or order other tests, and they're like, you don't need that. I don't even know why you would want that. This will help you put it into words and say, this is why I want this, doctor. Common sense life.
Who can guess what I'm looking for right now in the comments?
What are you looking for?
Dr. Berry wrote a book. It's not that book.
It's at the office.
It's a book that took away a year of our life together. And he never talks about this book. So I was going to talk about it, but it's not even over
You can
here.
talk about it.
It's called Lies My Doctor Told Me. You can find it on Amazon. There's an Audible version. No, it's not him reading it. I know.
I should have. I know.
But it's a really good book for you or your doctor or any friends in healthcare. It's a great book. Shameless plug for the husband who doesn't talk about his book.
Thank you for that. JQ, strict carnivore for a month, only animal products, no liquid dairy, minimal cheese, no coffee, and my psoriasis is worse. Any recommendations? Yeah, continue carnivore. Some people need 60 or 90 or even 120 days. Also, as I told the previous questioner, look around your environment. Are there any chemicals in your environment that you need to get out of your environment in the restroom, in the bedroom, in the kitchen, at work, at home, out in the workshop? You need to, because there's something that's still causing you to be inflamed and causing confusion in your immune system.
Carla, how many times a day should I take electrolytes? And is it true that kidneys have a hard time to metabolize protein on long term?
So you need at least one serving of the electrolytes a day. And some people don't need them at all, but many people do. And out of an overabundance of caution, we just recommend use one serving a day. It's just like the mineral drops. Use one serving a day, and that way you know you've got it. And if you get a little too much electrolytes or too much of a particular mineral, you're just going to urinate it out. It's not going to hurt anything. And the last part of your question is protein hard on your kidneys or damaging to your kidneys? This is a complete medical myth, Carla. There's no truth to this whatsoever. There are multiple articles on the internet written by doctors and kidney specialists saying, where the hell did this myth that protein is bad for your kidneys, where the hell did that come from? Nobody knows where it comes from, but we do know that it will not die. There are still doctors saying this today, even though there's not a shred of evidence to support this egregious myth, aka a big fat lie that your doctor told you.
David says, iodine detox symptom concerns, battling Lyme disease. Thanks.
You're detoxing with iodine or detoxing from iodine? Did you have an iodine overdose from work or something? I don't know.
I didn't see your super chat, David, but
sorry, David.
Maybe the mods could keep a look out.
Type your full question in the comments and we'll have the mods be looking for David Upton. He's going to add a question.
Ray plays music. Hello. Is one 12-ounce steak daily enough for fat and protein? I'm 220 now. Goal weight is 180. Thank you.
That's a really great start. That's probably more protein than the average American gets. If you're wanting to keep your muscles and keep good, strong bones at 220 pounds, you probably need a little more than that. That's a good start.
Martin, carnivore 7 months, too much coffee, and my triglycerides went up to 148. How long to lower triglycerides again after I cut out my coffee?
Get them rechecked in a month. They'll be fine.
Elizabeth.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Thank you for the Lumen response. I'm really questioning their diet recommendations.
Yeah.
Also, I bought Granny's quilts and I just love it. I'm so glad you love it.
Granny
Yay.
Berry's watching this right now. Granny Elizabeth is one of the people that bought your quilt that Neisha still hasn't sent you the check for.
Oh, yeah. I need to do that. It's sitting on my desk. Okay.
I got her, didn't I, Granny?
I've been a little bit.
Y'all say hi to Granny Berry and tell her where you're saying hi from. She just loves that when you guys do that.
Thank you, Ed. Russell, carnivore, ketovore since June 22. Tried getting off daily meloxicam, 15 milligrams, and the pain I had was unbearable. Had to get back on the med. Doctor wants me to start biologics. Any suggestions?
Curcumin, give it a try. I wish you had told me your diagnosis. Is it just osteoarthritis? What if you took the meloxicam every other day, Russell? What if you tried that? Also, meloxicam comes in a 7.5 milligram. I wonder if you just could cut it in half, and that would be enough pain control that you wouldn't have to be taking that high of a dose of a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory.
Do you have the link for the book? No, you don't.
No, it's in the show notes.
show notes, if you want to get the Common Sense Labs book or
Mhm.
Lies My Doctor Told Me, the links are in the description under here where it says more or read more or something
You
like
have
that.
to
Click
click-
on that
yeah.
and then it'll open the box and you can find the links in there. What's up, Ed? It's
Deborah, thank you.
Whoa. Bad medicine.
LDL 371, ApoB 234, LDL small. Now this is a lot of information. Bad medicine. Trigs 110, that's really good. T3 2.3, glucose 96, insulin 7, that's pretty good. Strict carnivore last 50 days. Meat, bacon, eggs, cheese, occasional drink with stevia. I'm very active, but doc is pushing the statins because of your high LDL. Last time I had my LDL checked, it was 250, and I'm not going to take a statin. I'm not worried about my LDL at all. I think your body puts your LDL and your total cholesterol right where it needs to be when you're eating a proper human diet, and there's virtually no evidence to disprove that. All of the research about cholesterol was done by the statin companies, was designed by them. The investigators were either employees of the statin company, or they owned stock in the company, or they had received a big grant to do the study. Also, the statin companies had the final say as to whether the study was published or not. And indeed, there are many studies of statins that did not show a benefit that never got published. So don't worry about that. Keep doing what you're doing.
I got Dan. All right. Thank you, Teresa. I battle Lyme disease. I'm concerned about what kind of detox symptoms I might expect when I start the iodine. I'm concerned about extreme weakness because of detoxing garbage from my cells.
Yeah. So taking the iodine is not so much for the purpose of detoxing you from some toxin or heavy metal. It's just that you're probably deficient in iodine. The average adults in the United States, and indeed most parts of the world, are deficient in iodine unless they eat a lot of seafood, or unless the ground that the cattle grazes on is especially rich in iodine. Then they don't get enough iodine in their diet. I doubt you're going to have any kind of detox symptoms from it.
Those of you interested in a granny berry quilt, I have none to offer right now, but she's going to get done, finish. What does she call it?
She's cracking walnuts right now.
Cracking walnuts.
She cracks black walnuts to sell.
Like a lot of them.
Yeah, like, I don't know, 1,000 pounds.
She says she has 15 pounds left, which is not that much for her. And when she gets done, then she'll get back to quilting. So just make sure you're paying attention to my Instagram. If you follow me over there, and YouTube, I'll let you guys know. Hey, Sherry, thank you for being you. Have you seen anything about type 4 diabetes that is an autoimmune that mimics leukemia?
Haven't heard of that. I'll look into it. Autoimmune that mimics leukemia, type 4 diabetes.
Little sister Sue, what are your thoughts on GKI, which is the glucose ketone index calculation to determine if you're in ketosis?
This is another one of those things, little sister Sue, like what we were talking about earlier, that's completely and totally unnecessary for you to calculate this. If you're eating 20 total grams of carbohydrates or less each and every day, and you're eating adequate protein and adequate fat, you don't have to do any of this. This is all unnecessary. I know this gets talked about by a lot of some particular influencers. This is completely unnecessary.
Martin.
Hey, thanks, Martin. Thanks, Kathy.
Wow, you guys are commenting today. Kathy, all right. Carnivore since 12/11/22 and doing triple B and E challenge. What's up? My first question was answered earlier, having lightheaded and dizziness. So I wonder how many element I could take in a day.
2 or 3, but also you need to probably increase your salt. You may need to increase your fat macro as well.
What's up, Matt?
Thanks, Matt.
Kevin,
finally tapered off prednisone 10 milligrams after taking for 10 months for hypoxia bronchiectasis. Still having edema, maybe from blood pressure meds. Been keto for 2 months. You can keep the edema after a long round of prednisone. That edema can hang around for weeks. So it could still be from the prednisone, but also some blood pressure medicines will tend to make you hold extra fluid as well. The calcium channel blockers are notorious for this. So review all your medications with your doctor and ask if any of those cause edema, and give your body a few more weeks to get away from the prednisone. Also consider that make sure that your keto that you're doing is 20 total grams of carbs, total carbs, not net carbs, or less each and every day, that's going to help with the edema as well.
Julie said, my mom and I just booked our tickets to KetoCon. I'm so excited.
KetoCon.
Are you guys coming?
Who's coming to KetoCon?
We have a discount code scrolling here. Dude, I
turned
already
it
did it. Way ahead of you. It's Barry. You get $50 off of whatever the price of the ticket is. We will be there. We will be there every day.
Yep.
We have a booth that you can come and see him and take a selfie, get your book signed, buy a book. We might have t-shirts. I don't know what all we're going to do, but we're excited. It's a pretty good one. It's huge.
It's going to be
so
big
if you don't like it too people-y, I don't know if that's the one for you. But if you like a lot of vendors and a lot of really amazing speakers and Austin, Texas, then it is the one for you.
And we're also going to be in Orlando.
Yes.
KetoOrlandoSummit.com. And the discount code is MEAT.
MEAT, yes. MEAT.
That's MEAT, son. You know who that is?
No.
Elvis, U.S. Mayo. He sung a song. He said, that's M-A-L-E, son.
Oh, never heard that one.
Really?
Vicky. Is Ketovore, Carnivore considered the best way of eating for breast cancer patient undergoing chemo and or radiation?
Ketovore, or Carnivore is considered the best way of eating for every human being on the planet, regardless of their age, regardless of their medical conditions, regardless of how sick you are. You need a nutrient-dense, uninflammatory, ancestrally appropriate diet, mimicking the diet that our ancestors have eaten for millions of years on this planet. And that's what a proper human diet is. So any of these, meat heavy keto, Ketovore, Carnivore, any of these are going to give you the nutrition that you need to help your body fight. And also breast cancer is a solid tumor cancer, which means that it loves sugar. It loves it when you drink some orange juice. It loves it when you eat a bagel, because all that converts immediately into sugar, raises your blood sugar, and the cancer benefits from that blood sugar elevation.
I want to get this question real quick.
Okay.
Monique says, what is the number one food that causes diabetes? Red meats and processed meats? A study shared in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition said that. Yeah. Is this true, Dr. Berry?
No, Monique, go ahead. Yeah,
Before Dr. Berry answers, I want everyone who has reversed their diabetes, lowered their A1C, and came off insulin or lowered their medication, drop that in the comments.
By eating lots of meat.
By eating lots of meat. Even processed meat. Because I know a lot of y'all eat hot dogs and deli meat. And I just want Monique to be able to see.
Yeah. And let me just say right now, for all 3,600 people watching this or listening, there is nothing wrong with processed meat. This is hilarious. All beef hot dogs are just ground up cow made into a hot dog shape. It's just beef. Now, it may be other parts of beef, but that's actually a good thing. That's not a bad thing. I hope that there's some pancreas and some liver and some heart and some connective tissue in the hot dog. That actually makes it more of a superfood. Same goes for bologna. Same goes for potted meat, deviled ham. All these things, if you read the ingredients always and make sure there's not too much sugar or grains or added stuff, just the meat only, they're excellent superfoods. Do not be afraid of them. Look at all the comments going by.
Tom dropped his from 13.2 to 5.5 in 6 months.
Thank you, meat.
Woo.
So the study that you're referencing was an observational study, which showed a very weak possible association between eating meat and diabetes. And of course, all the plant-based people jumped on that. All the vegans and vegetarians are like, see, meat causes diabetes. This is an observational study, which means if you're not a statistician, you won't know this. So I'm going to tell you. It means that you cannot show causation from a study like that. It does not prove anything. It shows only a possible association, and it gives you a number in the study, either called an odds ratio or a hazard ratio. And depending on how high that odds ratio or hazard ratio is, that tells you how strong of a potential association there is. So, for example, in the observational research that pretty much showed that lung cancer is caused by smoking, or at least smoking greatly increases your risk, the hazard ratio was like 20 or 30. In this study that you're talking about, the odds ratio was like 1.2, with 1 being no association whatsoever. So it literally was 1.2. So it was a very weak study. It probably shouldn't have even been published, but the vegans loved it so much they got it published.
Those of you talking about nitrates, Dr. Barry has a video where he talks about all of
it's
that.
on this channel. Nitrates are good for me. I love it when I eat bacon and it has nitrates in it. I think I'm happy. It helps me produce more nitric oxide. It helps me lower my blood pressure.
3,600 people watching. Can we hit 3,700?
Come on, guys. Share this on your favorite social media.
The thumb.
Thumb up.
Have you hit the thumb?
Comment. Share.
Triple B&E for 10 days. Still having the trots. Gallbladder removed in 1994. Should I add in bile salts? And can you point me in the direction to where to research these?
Yeah. So you might need ox bile or bile salts. Anytime you have your gallbladder removed, the release, the liability that you signed says I may suffer from lifelong diarrhea. That's literally one of the side effects. That's rare, but can happen when you have your gallbladder removed. And so you signed acknowledging. You may not have read that, but that's what it said. But yeah, you might benefit from some bile salts. I'd give it a try. And also I would just go to Amazon and pick the bile salt with the most 5-star reviews. If it's got 10, 20,000 5-star reviews, you know it can't suck too bad.
J-Bib, is it okay to take the daily minerals as a shot? Yes. Do I sacrifice anything by getting a day's worth at one go? No.
Probably not. Now, so the way the human
Be
gut,
careful doing that, because
it's really strong. Number one. Number two, the way the human gut absorbs things, there's kind of a when you first get a little drop, you really start to absorb a lot, and then the more you take, the bigger the bolus is. You start to not absorb it all. And so what I prefer to do is I put 10 or 15 drops in every cup of decaf coffee. Now I've been on decaf for 7 or 8, 9 days now, not missing the caffeine at all.
Longer than that.
It's been longer than that. I'm terrible at time. So I think you probably absorb a little bit more of anything. Like if you're going to take 10,000 units of vitamin D3, don't take both of the 5,000s at the same time, unless you're going to forget the second one, then go ahead and do it. But take one and then wait 2 or 3 hours, take the second one. Anytime you can split stuff up like that, you actually have a higher absorption of it. But if you guys have not tried the daily minerals yet, there's a link down in the show notes and it's got a discount attached to it right here. See, it comes in a beautiful, sexy glass jar now, or you can get the bigger. Alex, my doctor wants to put me on a torvastatin with a total cholesterol of 212, of LDL of 159 and HDL of 49. What are your thoughts? And could this medicine cause me to retain weight? It's going to definitely raise your blood sugar. It's going to definitely lower your testosterone. It is going to most likely give you some other side effects, some of which are not very cool at all. Your HDL needs to come up a little bit, but statins don't help with that. You're going to raise your HDL even more by eating more fatty red meat and by lifting heavy things. Your total cholesterol of 212, LDL of 159. Watch my recent video about is low LDL dangerous, and look at the curve. And remember what I was saying about hazard ratios. That chart's got the hazard ratio on the vertical axis.
So to be clear here, why are you giving up the le coffee?
So a lot of people in the keto and carnivore community think, caffeine definitely comes from plants, and definitely caffeine is a pesticide that the plants use to keep certain insects from eating their leaves. That's why they put the caffeine in the leaves. That's absolutely true. But I've been drinking coffee since I was 12 years old. I used to sneak it and get it because Granny wouldn't let me have it. She was afraid it would stunt my growth.
Oh, my grandma gave
And my Aunt Stella Henson used to sneak me in the kitchen and get me some coffee. And she'd put this much coffee and this much milk. And a lot of sugar. And I'd be in the kitchen drinking my coffee and watching for Granny to make sure she didn't catch me, because she wanted me to grow up, be big and tall. So so I'm just going to stop the caffeine now for 9-10 days. And after another day or two, I'm just going to quit coffee completely, because a lot of people say, oh, you just don't know how much better you would feel if you quit until you quit the coffee. So I'm going to quit it for 30, 60, 90 days and see if I can tell any difference. So far, I haven't had any caffeine withdrawals because I kind of weaned it down using decaf. I feel fine. I haven't had caffeine in 10 days. I drink about 2 decafs a day, and I know it's still got 1% caffeine or whatever. That's why I'm just going to quit the coffee completely.
I've already done this. I did it for 3 months. I felt no different whatsoever, except for I was sad. So
sad because you didn't have your coffee.
Yeah. So we're not giving up
this one
again. Yeah, but go ahead.
Okay. Carissa's Corner says, how much water do you drink? Carissa, I don't measure how much water I drink. How much water do you drink a day? Do you have
exactly? I'm not going to say that.
I drink water if I'm thirsty. So I was outside sowing some pasture seeds today. Well, I probably walked 5 miles today. And when I came in, I was thirsty. So I made a 20-ounce San Pellegrino with some electrolyte drops, and it's still not empty. I don't try to drink a certain amount of water every day. There's no research to support any of the contentions that, you should drink this many liters a day or this many ounces a day. That's all horseshit. Literally no science backs that up whatsoever. So the rule that I follow and the rule that I recommend you follow is if you're thirsty, drink water. If you're not thirsty, don't drink water. It's literally that simple. Just like I don't have to come to your house, Carissa, and remind you to breathe. Are you breathing right now? Are you tracking how many times you breathe a minute? Should you? Should you try to breathe more times a minute? No. Your brainstem has got that. Your brainstem also has got your thirst handled. If you get truly thirsty, you will drink mud puddle water. Okay? Your body's going to tell you when you need to drink water. Don't worry about it. Remember, every bite of food that you eat is anywhere from 50 to 90% water by weight, by volume. You're getting plenty of water from your food. You may not need to sip on water at all, but if you're thirsty, drink. People forget about the water in food. They're like,
it doesn't
food has water? Like steak is 70% water, just like you are, because you are steak. You're a steak walking around. You're meat. No. Yeah. You're 70% water. So is the steak.
I don't want to think about that like that. I don't like
Sorry.
I just want to. Comment section gets real fired up when we talk about coffee.
Yeah.
Listen, Linda, ladies, anybody, and just listen to me, okay? If you are to the point in your journey where coffee is the thing you were concerned about and the last thing to give up,
you're doing good. That's right.
Congratulations. Yeah. Because, and if you have not already done an elimination diet or you're still having cheat days and you're worried about coffee,
that's the least of your concerns.
Many of you get it together, be consistent and eat real food and eat it for a long period of time, not a few weeks and then have a binge and not, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that.
Coffee's a 1% problem at best for most people. Now there may be some very few rare people that the caffeine and the other polyphenols in coffee are a big deal, maybe. But for the vast majority of you guys, you need to focus on the 80% problems, and you'll get to the 1% problems later.
Yeah. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Macadidu. I love it. Robin, down from 330 to 276.
Beautiful.
But I need bilateral knee replacement, so still taking hydrocodone, and it stops my weight loss. 85-year-old mom is, I'm her only caregiver.
Gotcha.
Well, congratulations, first of all.
If you, I don't know, you didn't say what diet you're eating, Robin, but I would highly encourage you before you get the knee replacement to do 90 days of carnivore or beef, butter, bacon, and eggs for 90 days to remove all the plants, just to make sure that you're not eating a lot of a plant that's causing some inflammation in your body. And then at the end of that 90 days, if you're still having a lot of knee pain, you can go ahead and schedule the replacement. Also look into prolotherapy and platelet-rich plasma injections into your knees. This is another thing that could really give you a ton of relief and prevent you from having to undergo knee replacement surgery, which is carpentry. There are hammers and saws and chisels involved. It is not a delicate surgery.
CJ, will taking Relight electrolyte caps break a fast? No, not the capsules.
Not the capsules, and also not the unflavored powder that you put in your water.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, my Carnivore-ish. Juan, thank you, Dr. Barry and Neisha. From your website, I found a regenerative cattle and chicken farm 30 minutes away from me. I'm going to try them out next week. Awesome.
Excellent. How many of you guys watching this have found your local rancher, your local chicken person, your local egg person, your local farmer. How many of you guys have found somebody like that you can now buy trustworthy meat that from somebody whose name you know? You're not buying it from some billion-dollar corporation.
Jim wants to know, does Ken Berry see bucking up logs as sufficiently heavy things to be lifting? Let's see. That's pretty.
I mean,
that's pretty good.
It's okay, right?
That's nice.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to show off his muscles. Are you the only carnivore who doesn't want to show off his muscles?
I feel like that's gauche and uncouth.
Take your shirt off. Just kidding. Please don't.
I will later.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Thank you, Eddie. Steven, I'm concerned I may be using too much butter between coffee and 2 meals a day, almost a stick a day. Maybe. Is that too much?
What in butter are you afraid you're going to get too much of? Butter is very healthy animal fats. I'm not advocating any of you guys enter a butter eating contest and eat 20 sticks of butter. But I know many people in the carnivore community that eat a stick of butter every single day.
We go through a lot of
butter. We go through a stick a day between the two of us, and sometimes more than a stick a day.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Depend if I'm eating eggs.
Yep.
I'm eating a stick of butter usually.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Eggs are in my day because I cook my eggs in them and then I
see. I'm hungry again now.
That really triggered me. Now I want some eggs.
You just spiked my insulin.
Mosin, hi Barry. What are your thoughts on psoriasis and MS?
So I've got a YouTube video about psoriasis on this channel, Mosin. I may have an MS video on this channel. I can't remember. Have I done an MS video? I've made a lot of videos. I can't remember, but maybe. But if you any of you guys, if you're like, I wonder if he's made a video about this condition, yes. Just go to YouTube and type in Dr. Barry and then whatever the condition. So Mosin's going to go to YouTube and type Dr. Barry multiple sclerosis. And if I've got a video about that, it'll pop up and you can watch it. And very often in the videos, I've got the research that I use to make the video down in the show notes. So you can actually see the research. Brian says meat is a superfood, and I agree with Brian. Actually, Brian, I don't agree with you. I would say that meat is food, real food. It's just food. All the stuff you buy in cardboard boxes, like this shit is not food.
Listen, we've had this box of cereal in our house for a year because he bought it to make a video that he never made.
Yeah. I'll show you another one. Just to be clear, this is not food for human beings. Now, chickens, yes, chickens love this. That's who will eat this after I make the video, is the chickens. If we had pigs, I'd feed it to the pigs. But I'm never going to feed my children this crap because it's not food for humans. Meat actually is food for humans. That's all I got to say about that.
I don't think Beckett knows what that is.
He would not even know what to do with it.
Sitting over there, literally.
He thinks it's a book.
It's a book. He thinks it's a book. A really boring book.
Probably. Russell, ankylosing spondylitis. What are your thoughts? NSAID versus a biologic. Russell, I would highly encourage you to do 90 days of beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, or strict carnivore, whatever style of carnivore you want to do before you start a biologic. You're probably taking the NSAIDs now hopefully off and on, hopefully not every day. We've had multiple people report to us that their ankylosing spondylitis got significantly better to the point where they were able to stop their biologic, and in many cases greatly decrease their NSAID use and just take an NSAID. And for those of you who don't know, that's like ibuprofen, Advil, Celebrex. Vioxx is off the market now because it killed a bunch of people. But those are anti-inflammatories. But many people with AS just rarely they'll take an NSAID.
What's Friday? Do you have an interview?
Oh yeah. I'm talking to Carnivorous Me. I'm going to be on Carnivorous Me's. It's on the calendar.
Okay.
I'm going to be on her YouTube channel. So right here, see that handle? Find her channel and subscribe. And Friday, I'm going to be on her channel. We're going to be chatting about the carnivore diet.
Sheldon, 60-year-old male, 5'10", 5+ weeks strict carnivore to reduce inflammation and onset RA and BPH, down 14 pounds to 156. Inflammation way down, all good, but spending far too much time with my friend John.
This will get better. You've been 5 weeks in. Give it another few weeks. If it's no better, go see your doctor. But some people take up to 6 weeks before the loose stools kind of calm down and your gut bacteria kind of re-equilibrate and say, oh, okay, we're just going to be eating meat now. That's fine. We didn't get the memo. So we're going to calm down with the diarrhea.
Let's give a shout out to Rabe Martin.
Oh my
Lowered
God.
A1C from 17 to 6.9 in 12 weeks, people.
Reed,
with Carnivore.
You've almost reversed your type 2 diabetes. God, 17. That's one of the highest A1Cs I've ever heard. That's terrible. I'm so glad you found Carnivore.
I talked at a women's conference this week, and I was talking about these kind of numbers, and people were like, yes, this is real stuff. 10.3 to 5.3.
With meat. So if our viewer's still watching who is worried that meat causes diabetes, how do you explain that right there? How do you explain that? Their A1C went from 10.3 down to 4.8. Have you ever heard of an A1C of 4.8? Here's 9.0 down to 4.9. This is what meat does. Meat doesn't cause diabetes, okay? Unless you're eating your meat along with the side of donuts and French fries and drinking one of those large mocha frappe with the whipped cream and the chocolate sauce.
Michael, off 16 medications, down 130 pounds.
Off O2. Used to be on O2.
10.8 to 5.2.
That's what a proper human diet will do, my friends.
High five, Michael.
Yeah, huzzah, huzzah. I need you to make a huzzah video, please. Tag me.
Kara, suggestion for moms who travel with kids. Sports, do you mean for you or for the kiddos? Either way.
Either way.
About the same.
Yep.
Purse bacon, deviled eggs, egg salad, chicken salad, tuna salad.
Yep.
Just boiled eggs plain with some salt.
Absolutely.
Deli meat.
Yep.
Cheese, if you're okay with dairy. I know some people aren't.
Pickles, avocado. You can do, if they like olives, that's another great snack.
Pork rinds.
100%.
Carnivore crisp.
Absolutely.
Discount code.
If you can afford it, Carnivore crisp. Is there a link for
own.
Carnivore crisp down in the show notes? I think there is.
You can make your own jerky.
Yep.
Make your own jerky.
Make your own jerky. It's not that hard.
There's a million things.
Yep. Hot dogs.
Don't overcomplicate
Hot dogs. You
hot
can
dogs.
eat hot. They're already cooked. People don't realize this. You literally can eat them out of the pack. I've done it a million times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They don't have to be cooked.
Flip them over. Look at the carb count because some hot dogs have a surprising amount of carbs.
Yes.
Total. Always total carbs. Why? Can you change it so it's after we're done? Because this messes with my eyeballs every single time.
I've got my red screen.
Yeah,
makes it dim.
I can't read. Vinny,
any suggestions on alpha-gal allergy? It makes going keto carnivore harder. Just looking for help to get back into eating meat again. So alpha-gal is the condition that you can get if you're bitten by a certain kind of tick. The only meat that it makes you temporarily allergic to is mammal meat. Okay, so you can absolutely do a carnivore diet, eating fowl and eating seafood for now. And then every month I would try a bite of beef again. You might want to go sit in the ER parking lot just in case with your EpiPen at the ready. But the alpha-gal looks like it only lasts 3 to 12 months in most people. And then your immune system calms down. But until it goes away, you can eat all the poultry and all of the seafood. Just you can't eat mammals. You can eat rattlesnake. You can eat lizard. All the other animals, just not mammals.
all right, we're going to go over just a little bit, but no more questions. Ned, go for it.
Okay, Ned. I guess total cholesterol 129, triglycerides 59, HDL 68, LDL 48, Lipitor 10 milligrams, lisinopril 20, 207 pounds, 6.5, 60-year-old male, pericarditis, 12 years, been on meds ever since. Carnivore 6 was should I tell cardiology I want off meds? It depends. There's multiple factors here that I can't know about you, Ned. Definitely start having a conversation every time you go to your primary care doctor or your cardiologist and say, okay, look, I'm sick of taking all of these medications. I am eating a very, very uninflammatory, very natural diet. I'm not eating any processed food whatsoever. I'm not eating any sugar whatsoever. Can we start to think about at least decreasing some of my medicines, if not stopping some of my medicines? Check your blood pressure twice a day at home when you're calm and relaxed, because you may notice that your blood pressure is getting to the point where they could decrease the lisinopril down to 10 milligrams. The Lipitor, you can stop and throw that in the garbage. That's not protecting you in any way, even if you had pericarditis. There's no research that shows that, right, Bonnie? Isn't that right? That's right. That's right.
If you want to see what I eat in a day, what Bonnie eats in a day, what Beckett eats in a day, and what Dr. Barry eats in a day, sometimes if he lets me film it before he shoves it down his gullet, you can come over to my channel, subscribe to my channel. I do those about twice a month, what I eat in a day videos, lots of other stuff too. Fun times over here with these babies. Bonnie is 7 months. She has 2 teeth already, and she's already eating some real food. And she likes the Salt Rock too. So,
have you guys got your Salt Rock yet? It's down at the very bottom of the show notes. Bonnie loves her Salt Rock.
Beckett loved it too.
I love it. I was licking on it before we went live. Tina, I would love to help you, but I don't know what your question is. Sorry.
All right, guys, we're fixing to have to hop off here.
Let me get Gurdeep.
Okay.
What to do if I have kidney stones? What might have caused them? I've got a YouTube video on this channel about kidney stones and what causes them, Gurdeep. I was not religious with my electrolytes and drinking water. You don't have to be religious with electrolytes and drinking water. That you did not cause your kidney stones by not drinking enough water. You caused your kidney stones by a very specific set of things that you were doing that you didn't know cause kidney stones. Watch my YouTube video, and then you'll know as well. Thanks so much, guys, for the super chats. If you want to do a live with us tomorrow at 6 p.m. in our private group, look at the Chiron at the bottom of the screen. Did you know that's called a Chiron, the little crawl? I just learned that today. I'm so proud.
I
I learned
thought it
a
was
new
just
word.
a news banner.
Yeah, the news banner. See that little address? Go
Right
there. It's
right
$5 a month. And then you can join us tomorrow at 6 p.m. for another live Q&A with only about 200 or 300 people watching. Then Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. there's another one. Then Wednesday at 5 p.m. there's another
different
one.
levels. They're
Different levels, but that we're in the group that often. Neisha pops in almost every day. I pop in at least once or twice a week. If you need your questions answered, join our private community. There's over 4,700 people there waiting to take you by the hand and say, hey, let's do this together. It's one of the most supportive communities I've ever been a part of, and I'm proud of every person in there.
But if you don't want to do that, guess what? We'll be here next week, same place, same time. We'll see you then. We love you. We mean it.
Oh, she said bye-bye. Good job.